Today we're building the park's very first attraction, and trust me, this coaster turned out even better than I imagined. I honestly couldn't believe the support on episode 1. 700 views, 40 subscribers, lovely comments. This just builds the community up for us. As you can see here, I am laying down the queue path for Frontier Falls, which is the family marathon spinning coaster that we have in Frontier Falls. So we begin the layout today, and I didn't have any form of plan before building it. I just knew that I wanted it to be unique in the sense that it goes underground for a little bit. Now, that's not just because it's unique, it's just because it fits the theme and vibe of Prospectors Park really well. So Frontier Falls, the ride, is based around these delinquents that thought they were professional miners. Clearly they weren't, and they built these mine carts to transport themselves down, and there was something wrong in the process which caused them to spin. Something along them lines. Now, if you guys have any other suggestions for storyline, I will more than happy integrate them into the ride and sort of the full experience when I get to doing the full experience videos. So no time lapse, just actually the ride experience. But anyways, I wanted a lot of terrain based elements as well, with waterfalls, hence we're being in Frontier Falls. So yeah, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of music for a bit, and I will see you guys shortly. Okay, so we have finished the ride layout, queue path, exit, etc. and the operations for it. I went with 5 trains because of capacity reasons. But yes, I'm just going around the layout, smoothing it. Obviously with it being a family coaster, I want it to be as smooth as possible, but also like with a little bit of thrill to it as well. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted a lot of terrain based elements, so this is what I'm doing here. Most of the land is elevated except from near the pathway, sort of in the first banked turn before the lift hill. That is the first thing that gets to see. Just adding in the flat ride, which I will theme in the next episode, alongside starting the construction of the log flume as well, so stay tuned for that video. Changing the colour scheme, brown track, forest green supports, and with the cars, the train, sorry, I did create custom ones, but I did them off camera just because the process is very tedious and I just didn't want to bore you guys with that. But I will show you that in the real-time section in just a minute. Here is the Cascade Cantina restaurant. So this is the restaurant within Frontier Falls. There's going to be other food and drink bits and bobs, but this is the main food and drink like attraction basically. So now the station building then, this is my favourite part of the area because it's just so different to anything in this area. It's got the same like colour scheme as the entrance, but it's very, very different. I wanted it to feel as if it had been slowly built up over time. Obviously the first building being the one at the bottom, which is the sort of entrance to the mine. Then there's one slightly higher, and there's one higher again, which eventually becomes the station building. So it's sort of as if miners or builders have sort of expanded over time. I really like using these resort wall pieces. They're just really diverse. You can use them for pretty much everything. But I did find this quite difficult because it was so like in a regular shape. I do think it turned out fairly nice in the end. So here is Frontier Falls as a whole as it is right now. Here is the like view I was on about. Hold on, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. You're walking through here, you see this heart-shaped and that heart-shaped water feature. I love that view so much. I still have a couple things to do, like I need to finish off this little area here around the train. This area here too needs finishing, not too much, just a bit of rock work and nature work. Same with over here, to be fair. Now in the future I may add a food or drink stall. I might add one here, just like a little food cart, just because we've got seating and the nearest food is the Cascade Cantina. So yeah, we definitely need some form of food or restaurant over here, but we will look into that. Here, I'm not too sure if you saw much of this, but this is a sort of viewing point and where there will be a mascot. I just love sort of the view you can get of the coaster going around. That is very nice, very cool indeed. Oh, I'm going to show you the coaster train then. So here is what we've done. A little bit of wooden elements and a nice, what do they call these? I don't know, some form of wheel. And if we set it to night, you can see that these lights shine, which is a nice little touch. So yeah, we've done a little bit of lighting around the waterfall, which I absolutely love, by the way. Look at that. And around this section here, I'm going to show you the cave lighting. Yep, here it is. Oh, here it is. I absolutely love this jewelling effect. And then when a train comes through here, there'll be a little bit of a flash. Yeah, right there. That's sort of, you've entered a zone, or like a minecart is broken, that sort of thing. Right, I'll set it today. This here is where Horizon Plaza will be. That'll be in the next few episodes after the log flume. Just shut that off, and yeah, okay. Yes, we've got a waterfall here. So I assume you've all seen, but if you haven't, Frontier Falls is going to be about 10 meters below every other land in Prospectors Park. Just because it makes the immersion a lot better. When you're down at ground level, you see these trees, but then if you look in the distance, you also see other trees, so you actually can't see anything. You might, I don't know, in the future, you might be able to see a glimpse of like the top of a lift or of a coaster at minus peak. But the whole idea is that it's not spoiled, basically, and you discover it when you enter Horizon Plaza. And then Horizon Plaza, you'll get that amazing view of the mountain with the waterfall. Maybe, I'm not too sure, there might be a waterfall. And then also another thing off camera, I did a nice little bridge here. This will lead us to Riverwood, which will probably be the next area after Horizon Plaza, but I don't want to set any spoilers because I'm not too sure. But it just makes sense, we do this and then we move on to the section besides it. And I want to leave this area last. I'm not going to say what it is, but I want to leave it till last because it is probably the coolest, almost unique land. The log flume then, this is only the start of the layout. Like, the train comes by, does a little dip, and then there's the first sort of drop. There's going to be two more, both of which are going to be bigger. Going to gradually get bigger, actually. I just wanted some nice interaction with this pathway so you get some nice views. The trough is all going to be embedded into the terrain, etc. So it's all one immersive area. Nice little bridge, makes for nice some interaction. And then this is where most of the layout will be. There'll be a bit of a mound, and yeah, I'm not too sure how it's going to look just yet. But that is a problem for later. After I finish Frontier Falls, I'm going to leave you a bit of a hint. But you're going to see full ride experiences, including the flat ride, just because some people may want to. Sort of a walkthrough of the area as if you're seeing it from the guest's point of view. Now, that will not replace the building video. That will be an add-on, probably on a Sunday, and then the time-lapse will be on the Friday or something like that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed episode 2. It was a very, very big one compared to episode 1, and I cannot wait for many, many more. memories and a lot more building with you guys. I will see you in the next one.